Every single dinner party I'm going to, someone's talking about it. Like, I don't know about you, but Ozempic.
It's huge.
Weight loss jabs.
This whole skinny talk thing that's coming back in.
I'm seeing that coming through my screen.
It's been licensed for use in type 2 diabetes since 2005, but it feels like it's this new thing. All these celebrities are now using it for weight loss.
There are so many risks when it comes to this drug.
Ultimately, this is a medication that needs to be prescribed. It needs to be monitored. Are you losing muscle mass? Because that isn't good instead of fat.
When you lose weight through exercise and lifestyle changes, you are changing your behaviors, that relationship that you have with your food as well. And so when you come off it, all those behaviors that you had before come flooding back.
This podcast is for general information and discussion only.
We're both doctors,
but we're not your doctors.
And this podcast does not replace personal medical advice.
If you have any concerns about your health or anything else we talk about, please speak to a qualified healthcare professional.
Content may include sensitive topics, so listen in a safe space that feels right for you.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. We're going to be talking all things weight loss jabs. So that's Ozempic, Wegovy, whether you should be on these medications, what is the benefit of them, and how long should you really be taking them? There are loads of side effects that we're going to be breaking down. And we're also going to be talking about things like eating disorders and social media and how this has influenced it.
Just as a little trigger warning for you all, we will be talking about weight loss, body image, eating disorders, and mental health issues. So weight loss jabs. Is this the end of obesity or the rise of skinny talk? Not to start this podcast off on a weird note, but what the hell is a bidet for?
Because there's one in the toilet here.
What is a bidet?
So I love those like bum guns.
Sorry, what is a bidet? I don't know what it is.
You don't know what a bidet is?
No, I've seen them before, but I actually just genuinely don't know what they are.
You know, like, I feel like they're not around as much now, but when there's a toilet and then next to it, there's a little dish toilet type thing.
But who is using that?
I don't know.
Apart from our producer Luke, apparently.
I don't know who's using the formal bidets, but the bum guns. I love those things.
Have you used a bum gun before?
When I went to South Korea, the toilets there are insane.
Okay, tell me
They're
more.
so great. So they have so many settings. You like walk in and they have like a whole control panel about what you can do with the toilet.
What? No, they had this in Tokyo and they had that and they had no, is this one of those ones where you can like heat up the toilet seat?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. You can choose, you can heat up the toilet seat. You can choose what temperature of water you want your bum gun to be. You can choose what direction you want it to be, how long you want it to last.
I want it directly up my arsehole, please.
When I was first using it, Harry, my boyfriend, would just hear me screaming because it would be way too cold. It would just be like, do that to make it stop.
No, I hated it. I just want a standard toilet. Like, I don't know.
I love them.
I don't want this fancy stuff. And especially like in Tokyo, they heated up all the toilet seats.
Great.
But you know that feeling?
What would you want?
But you know that feeling? Like, imagine like someone's been sat on the toilet a long time and then you're sat on the toilet afterwards.
No, I hate that. I do hate that.
And a warm toilet seat just reminds me of the fact
someone else's arse has been on that toilet seat.
Like, I know that's such a common thing. Like, obviously, every toilet you sit on, someone's been on that toilet. Well, I just don't want to think about it. I don't know why I find that weird.
It's the same when, like, you get on a train and the seat is really warm. There's something about it, but then it can be comforting. Like, it can be warming if it's a cold day.
I'm just picturing you sat on a toilet being like,
No, not the toilet, on the train. On the train.
No, not for me. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast, guys.
Welcome back.
If you like a warm toilet seat, you're in the wrong. And I don't like it, and we're not going to stand for it. And you can just click off.
I love it.
You can click off right now. How are you this week? It's nice to see you again.
I know. It's really nice to see you again. We've seen each other
far
just
too much.
Third time in 7 days, which would, we're doing well.
I know it's actually too much, but I think we can get used to like weekly. How have you been this week?
It's been a bit of a hectic week, I'm not going to lie.
Why?
Just work, I've had a lot of the old 13-hour shifts at work and podcast planning, wedding planning, saying bye to Adam, who's one of our best friends who lives in Australia. It's just been one of those weeks.
Yeah, but you're smashing it. You're not hitting that hint of burnout yet.
Little touch. But I've got Thailand. I'm going to Thailand in a couple of weeks.
Oh my
God, me through.
That's so exciting. Why are you going there?
It's my mum's 60th birthday and she's treating us. So
she's paying for it.
She's paying for two of her friends,
nice.
Her partner, and me and my partner, which is so nice.
That's going to be so nice.
Because we wouldn't be able to afford it otherwise. So she wants to go and do this for her 60th. So I'm all up for that.
Oh my God, I didn't realize she was paying as well.
Yeah.
Oh, bargain. Lovely.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
I can't wait.
Good.
How have you been, my honey?
I've been good. I've also been really busy as well. I feel like...
You said good, but you had pain in your face and your eyes.
I've been good. I'm fine. No, I just feel like, a lot going on at the moment. I feel like the winter uglies have hit me hard.
I mean, I don't think they have, my girl.
I'm feeling crusty as absolute hell right now. I just feel like I'm not really getting to like the routine of exercising. I came in this morning, my lips were literally the crustiest thing that ever happened.
You brought it back.
I got the crustiest lips ever.
They look juicy.
Zoom in. And then I told you about this before that like I had an allergic reaction on my face.
Oh God, that was stressful.
And I just basically received like a panic text being like, something's happening to my face.
The picture, the angles you were sending as well, it was like, just like direct view up your nose.
And it's just, those things like when you're a doctor, like people like text you all the time being like, what's this? And I was just doing that too, but I just needed someone to comfort me. Like I knew it was an allergic reaction, but I basically woke up and like everything was like swollen, but just down here. So it just looked like I'd like got acne overnight or something. But then the thought of like, oh my God, we're recording a podcast in like 2 days time.
Yeah, you were like, not gonna lie, I won't be at the podcast if my face still looks like this. And I was like, well,
so I guess I haven't put anything on it. Like I've been using all like my really like, what's it called? Like really sensitive like face cleansers and stuff and just tried to like leave my face well alone.
What was it? Because you haven't changed anything in your routine.
No, I think it's stress probably. So that's good for me.
A stress rash.
A stress allergic reaction. I'm allergic to work.
This is so medical.
Anyway, so yeah, that happened to me. And then also I had that date. I went on that date with that Scottish man.
Oh my God. Okay. You basically have been I was with Becca before she went on the date. Literally, I got the tube with you to your date.
When?
Before at Adam's. At Adam's leaving thing.
No, I was going for dinner that day. No. Oh my God, it was. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I completely forgot.
You were ready for your date in your date outfit. And then we got the tube together and I essentially dropped you off to your date. And then I was like, how's it going? And you just refused to tell me anything because you're like, I'll tell you next week.
No, I did text you, Go. Because basically, we met up and it's with that guy who was like Scottish. All I knew about him
and lives... Oh no, maybe we're not.
Okay. All I knew is that he lived in Bow.
Oh, we are. Okay.
And that he was Scottish. And I think we like mentioned that last week on the podcast. And then met up with him. We went to Vagabonds, got some wine. And then we're kind of
How was the initial meet? Was it orcs? Was it cute?
My God. Well, I walked up 20 minutes late because I was with you guys. Wasn't I?
Yeah.
So I was like, this date can wait. So then walked up late. And also I was still in my boot as well.
Oh yeah, but that was a flex.
Yeah, because I had this broken foot. And then basically he was like, oh, I'm standing outside. And I was like, the last thing I want him to be doing is standing outside and watching me. Imagine me like hobble along, like coming down the road.
You were clippity clopping.
I know, but he didn't notice, thank God. And then the initial meeting was good. We had some nice chit chat. It was like the thickest Scottish accent I've ever heard in my entire life. But then had some...
You have to repeat stuff a lot.
It's like, so what? What? And like when you're in like a bar and it's like loud anyway. And I was literally there like looking down at him, concentration. Was like, am I having a good time? And then as we got more drunk, I became less able to understand him. He
became more Scottish.
And that kind of escalated.
To what?
To the point where we're probably just drinking. We're like, no clue what conversation has been had right now.
But everyone's having a good time. That's all that matters.
We had a good time. But no, it was good. I don't know why, but I just was like, at the end of it, I was like, I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like I can go on a second date.
You didn't have that like buzz.
No.
That, like spark.
I'm really conscious what I'm saying on this podcast because also I obviously told him that we have a podcast.
I know, that's what you messaged me on the date. You were like, I was like, how's it going? You were like, we've been talking about the podcast for an hour. I was like, oh God, herpes?
He was like, what have you been up to? And I was like, oh, I've just started this podcast. He was like, what was it about? I was like, herpes. And then we literally, on the first date, openly chatting about herpes. We're in this teeny tiny wine bar. So there's like literally a couple here, like they're next to us. They can hear exactly what we're talking about. And we're literally...
That's good for like destigmatizing.
Yeah, I was literally there like, oh yeah, so genital herpes. And we had the most open conversation about genital herpes. And then he was telling me about his friends he knows who's got genital herpes. And then it's just suddenly this whole herpes talk. And then that's when I texted you. We went to the toilet and I was like, babe's always spoken about his herpes. But at least he's open to it. Like, green flag. And then afterwards I was just kind of like, I don't know, like it was a really good date. But I don't know why I couldn't go on a second one. I'm not sure if I just got too much going on in my life at the moment.
You're just overwhelmed with stuff and you can't take that on right now?
Yeah, I think so. So I kind of messaged him afterwards being like, look, a great date, but like, I just can't go on another date now. Like, watch the space.
Oh.
And he was like, absolutely no worries. Like, take your time. I was like,
really
I know.
nice.
Like, and then I was, when they say
Another
that, and you're
green
literally like,
flag.
oh, have I just actually sacked off like a really good one here? And then he basically was like, oh, by the way, like, we really liked that wine that we got together at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, well, I went back to the bar.
Becca, no.
I went back to the bar to find out what wine it was.
No. When did he go back?
Like literally a few days later.
No.
And then he took a picture of it. He's like, here's the bottle of wine, just in case if you want to buy a bottle, because I know you liked it. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He was like, I also bought a bottle for us.
Becca!
For us to drink on the second
No, you have to go on a second date. He's so cute. No, that's actually like, you don't come across people like that. He's so thoughtful. Listen to some Scottish podcasts. You'll get the hang of it.
Did you know they have a Harry Potter, which is written in a Scottish accent?
No, didn't it? In a Scottish accent?
Yeah, so it's like, instead of the boy who lived, it's like the laddie who... something. Anyway,
that's amazing.
That's such a tangent.
I like that version.
So I might listen to that, but no, I don't know. So very sweet. But watch this space about Scottish man.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
we'll find out. Anyway,
should we crack on with the episode?
Yeah, let's crack on. What are we talking about today?
We've got a big one today. I feel this is a very big topic, current topic. Everyone seems to be talking about it. Every single dinner party I'm going to, someone's talking about it. Like, I don't know about you, but Ozempic.
It's huge.
Weight loss jabs.
Yeah. Ozempic, Mounjaro, weight loss jabs. As you say, it's just one of those things that's coming up in conversation again and again and again. I've got family members on it. I don't think I've got any friends on it, but I know friends of friends who are on it, and like their whole group is on it.
What?
Yeah. At our age, yeah.
What the hell? I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone's on it. And I don't know whether, like, I don't know what's normal now, because obviously, like, I work in social media. I am always on Instagram, TikTok. I'm so in that influencer fitnessy space. So I don't know if I'm just being absolutely bombarded with it. Or I don't know if everyone else is being bombarded with it as well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not so much on my algorithms, but it is still in my kind of circles.
Yeah. And also, as soon as you then, like, look up Ozempic or weight loss jabs
straight away,
then the algorithm just hits you. Like, I actually went on the website to be like, I want to see how like easy it is to like get it. And as soon as I typed it in, and then every single ad whenever I was watching YouTube was like, this is how you can get Mounjaro, this is how you can get Mounjaro, and I'm literally like, oh my god, I'm getting absolutely brainwashed.
I hate that makes me feel icky.
I know,
because it's the kind of thing that will grind you down. If you're in a if you're in a headspace where you're not feeling that body confident, but you don't need to go on a weight loss jab, having all of those ads come through is going to be so triggering.
So, like, is it like indoctrination of like, it made me feel like I had to go on it, and because everyone else was on it as well, and I just we're seeing all this stuff online about it, and it's just but I think it's really important that we kind of break this down into like what actually it is, and looking at the risks, the benefits, and everything, so people can actually make an informed decision whether to go on it. And like, I think especially online, there's so many myths and like misconceptions and like information from everyone. So let's just actually break it down. What is it? And like, let's talk science.
Let's talk science. I think that's the thing with these weight loss jabs. There's a long list of side effects that you can read about, and people are like, well, what's actually going to happen? Are any of these actually going to happen? Loads of people are on it. They must be fine. I'm just going to go on these weight loss jabs. So we want to break down what these weight loss jabs do, how they work. Are they dangerous? Are they safe? Should you be using them? Because to be honest, I know about these jabs through using them for diabetes. But when it comes to my relatives starting them, when they first went on it, I was like, I don't know whether this is safe or not. So if that's you as well, hopefully this episode will help.
And were your relatives on it for diabetes?
No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
3 of them are on it. They're not all on it anymore, but all for weight loss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take it back a few steps then.
Yeah.
Okay. Because even though we think that these weight loss jabs have only been around a couple of years, because that's the only time we've actually heard about it, did you know that like the actual drug, which is a GLP-1, has been around for like more than 20 years?
I know, it's actually crazy.
I know. I was like, I don't know how I've not heard about this before.
Yeah, so I have heard about them just through use in diabetes. So should we explain what GLP-1 actually stands for?
Yeah, so GLP-1 is a glucagon-like peptide receptor agonist. So we'll call it GLP-1 because that is an absolute mouthful to say. And basically, the main ones we're looking at is Ozempic. And Ozempic was used as an anti-diabetes drug.
Yeah.
And the actual drug name is like semaglutide.
Yes, semaglutide.
Semaglutide. Yeah. And this is used for type 2 diabetes. So in type 2 diabetes, when you eat food, your pancreas releases insulin so it can help manage your glucose levels.
Yeah.
But in type 2 diabetes, your pancreas doesn't do this. You become insulin resistant and you get hyperinsulinemia.
So that's like high levels of insulin.
Yeah. So you take Ozempic so that it can help manage, it helps stimulate the pancreas to release insulin to manage your glucose levels.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Good explanation, because it's quite a complex topic. And I think explaining it so that everyone can understand is hard. So well done.
So basically, you take Ozempic, that helps manage your glucose levels.
Yes.
It also stops releasing glucose into your bloodstream. And it also works by reducing how quickly food leaves your stomach. So then it increases your satiety.
Yeah.
And it also suppresses...
And what does that mean?
So it makes you feel less hungry, basically.
Yeah.
And also it decreases your appetite by hitting signals in the brain as well. Mm-hmm. And all these kind of 4 different mechanisms basically lead you to wanting to eat less, which means you lose weight more. And also your blood sugars are more regulated. So your diabetes basically improves.
Yeah. And the weight loss side of it was a side effect, wasn't it? They didn't know whether that was going to happen. It wasn't intentional, but it was great because a lot of the other diabetic medications actually mean that you gain weight. Yeah,
I didn't realize that insulin actually makes you gain weight in a lot of cases as well.
Exactly. So it was like a win-win when they realized this happened, because a lot of the time, being overweight is actually a risk factor for getting type 2 diabetes. So if you can have something that helps you lose weight and helps manage your blood sugars, fantastic.
Exactly. And so Ozempic was this amazing drug for diabetes. And also the fact that it's making us lose weight as well was fixing these people who had diabetes and obesity. And obesity, we're in an obesity crisis right now.
Yeah, we are.
Obesity and diabetes, they're leading to high blood pressure, they're leading to cardiovascular risk, stroke, cancers. It literally increases your mortality rate by however much. It is a magical drug in so many ways because it is fixing all these problems.
It's fixing all these problems, which is ultimately saving lives.
Yeah.
And that is amazing. So tell us about how this ended up becoming a weight loss drug and being on the market for that, because it's been licensed for use in type 2 diabetes since 2005. Yeah. So that was ages ago, but it feels like it's this new thing because it's come into the news and all these celebrities are now using it for weight loss.
Yeah. So Ozempic, it's semaglutide, it's a GLP-1 drug, but it's actually been rebranded, relicensed as a drug called Wegovy. Ultimately, Ozempic and Wegovy, the same thing, but
same compound, same drug, semaglutide.
But we'll just call them GLP-1 or weight loss jabs. So it's been relicensed as this thing for weight loss. And it was obviously identified that weight loss is needing to be addressed as well. So it's been rebranded as weight loss drug, which has only been licensed, I think, for the past few years, especially in the UK. I'm not really sure how it is in the US. I do think it's a great drug for doing that because we have this obesity crisis and it's all these medical problems that are happening because of obesity, and we want to fix this as well.
Yeah.
So why is there this backlash though? Because obviously we got an obesity crisis, so why are people not pro this drug?
Yeah, I think the difficulty is that there's a fine line, isn't there, between it being used for obesity and it being used for people who don't necessarily need to lose weight, but it's almost like a quick fix for losing a couple of pounds. And I think that's where the difficulty is. The other thing is it's being licensed for weight loss and is funded on the NHS for a certain group of people, but you can also buy it privately. It becomes unequitable, where it's unfair and some people are at an advantage because they can afford to pay for it. There aren't enough resources for everyone that would qualify for it to actually go on it. It costs around £3,000 a year for people to go on it.
We are here to break the stigma,
but we need your help. Please click that subscribe button.
It literally takes 2 seconds.
Have you done it yet?
Now back to the episode. I think there's about 1.5 million people in the UK who are on these weight loss jabs. And I think there's so many more people who actually do qualify for it. I think the NHS is putting about 220,000 people on it each year. They're like doing a really slow rollout for it. But ultimately, more people do qualify for it. But the NHS can't afford to put everyone on it because it's such an expensive drug. It costs about £3,000 a year to put someone on it, which in drug terms is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So then ultimately, people are going privately to get this drug. So there's different ways you can get this drug.
Yeah.
Originally was by the NHS in like weight management clinics, and it was specifically for people who are like really, really overweight, morbidly obese, who have all these chronic health conditions, who really did need it. And then there's a lot of people now who are kind of getting it through online pharmacies, which is a whole issue in itself, because then there's only a certain amount of drug in the world. So the more people who are using it and buying it privately, which means there's less than for the NHS, there's less for the people who really need it. And then it becomes this whole thing of like, okay, you either have to be really sick to be on it or really rich to be on it.
And I think the other difficulty is, ultimately, this is a medication that needs to be prescribed. It needs to be monitored, ideally by a trained medical professional. And if you're accessing it online, you're not seeing anyone face to face. You're then going to potentially get side effects. You might be losing weight too quickly. There are other things like checking in, are you losing muscle mass? Because that isn't good, instead of fat. And are you tailoring your diet so that you're able to continue building muscle? Because we know that when you lose weight and you lose weight quickly, you can lose muscle.
I know. Okay, I think we should like deep dive into this right now, because I feel like let's actually look at the side effects of the drug. But I think people need to be informed. There are so many risks when it comes to this drug. You said mentioned one there, which is like muscle loss.
Yeah.
But actually, like so I split the kind of the side effects into a few different categories. So you got the ones which are like really super common, which are ones like directly from taking the drug. So you got like nausea, abdominal pain, diarrhea, constipation. And that's what people are getting from taking the drug.
Yeah, and decreased appetite, which is what people want.
Yeah, so then you got the decreased appetite, the reduced hunger cues, but then this is leading to people forgetting to eat, eating less, not eating the right things. Like I was just listening to an article there about people taking these weight loss jabs, and someone was like, oh yeah, all I remember to eat was like a cup of soup, and it was absolutely fine. I just took that all day. And it's like, that's great if you want to lose weight, because obviously like losing weight is from a caloric deficit. But then you're not getting the nutritional things you need.
You're not meeting your nutritional requirements.
So then people are leading to these nutritional deficiencies. They're losing muscle mass because they're not getting enough protein in.
Yeah.
They're getting this thing called Ozempic face.
Yeah, which is from, just to explain, it's from losing weight really quickly. So it's not from the drug itself. It's just from rapidly losing weight.
Yeah, Ozempic face isn't a technical term.
It's not a technical term. But it's also because people are losing weight rapidly. They're losing muscle mass. They've not got enough protein, which gives you the elasticity in your skin, in your face. So you then end up with this rapid weight loss where you can look more gaunt. Yeah. And your skin can become saggy, which you also don't really want. And that comes down to losing weight quickly, but also not replacing your protein and not getting enough nutritional intake.
Yeah, because people just aren't eating at all. And that's why they're losing weight so quickly. So if you are going to be on the drug, having a really high protein diet is so important, because otherwise you are going to be losing fat, but you're also going to be losing muscle as well, which leads to so many problems, because I think we are already so at risk of losing muscle mass, like as we get older.
Especially like perimenopause, menopause,
your
estrogen drops, as you said, you naturally lose that muscle, and you need to be working hard to build that muscle, not lose it.
I reckon you can use it, and if you're really focusing in on your diet and all those things, then you can do it in a safe way. But that's why you should be doing it, getting regular checkups with your doctor.
Check-ins. And that's the thing, because there are also more serious side effects, aren't there? Things like pancreatitis, which can be life-threatening. And I have seen people who have been on these weight loss drugs coming into hospital with pancreatitis.
Okay, tell us more about that. What's happening in the hospitals?
So it's not a common side effect. I don't want to mislead people. This drug generally is well tolerated. And if you are in the group that needs it, you're overweight, it can be a fantastic tool to help you lose weight. But it's a drug and it doesn't come without risks. And I have seen people coming in with pancreatitis, which can be caused by lots of things, but they have been on this medication and they have been really, really sick. So it's something that you need to bear in mind, and it's something that needs to be guided by doctors, by medical professionals, so that you're having these regular check-ins. Any early warning signs that you might be getting unwell will be picked up and hopefully can be treated. So that's just another reason why don't do it online. Don't do it without proper follow-up. Don't do it without being clued up, because it can be dangerous ultimately.
And also you need that doctor to be telling you when to come off the drug as well.
Yeah, or if to come off it.
Yeah. So what is the kind of like longevity of like, how long are people meant to be on this drug for? When do you come off? How much weight are you meant to lose? Tell us a bit more about that.
So I think this opens another topic in itself, which is obesity as a chronic health condition.
Mm-hmm.
If people have struggled with being overweight for their whole life, there are so many factors that can contribute to this. So we know that genetics can contribute to it, hormones can contribute to it, aging can contribute to it, lifestyle, but also environmental factors like your diet, which can be influenced by one, what you can afford, one, what's being sold in the supermarkets. All of those things come into it. And out of those things, there's only really one that you can fully control, which is your lifestyle. But there are lots of other factors at play, and therefore you may be overweight, and that might be something you've been your whole life. And therefore you may need to be on this medication for your life, because ultimately it's a treatment, and we should be looking at it like we look at diseases like high blood pressure. You need to be on a tablet. High cholesterol, you need to be on a tablet, even though those things also have lifestyle factors, because you can exercise, eat a more healthy, balanced diet to improve those conditions. But the way we look at it is, okay, we can supplement that with medication to get you better. And it feels like there's less onus on, you should be sorting this out on your own, which is a lot of the time how I think people view it when people are overweight.
Yeah, because some people are predisposed to high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And some people are predisposed to obesity. So I guess some people need to be on high blood pressure medication for life, and some people need to be on obesity medication for life.
Exactly. And it might just be one of those tools that you have that helps you to lose weight, helps you to be healthier, and you're doing things alongside it like exercising. You know, ultimately the ideal is that you're having this guided by a professional who knows what they're doing and can guide you with diet, nutrition and advice, exercise like regimes, and that all comes as a package. And it might be that you're on that medication for the rest of your life. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is people who maybe go on it because they are overweight. Maybe they haven't been overweight for their whole life. But for example, if you are a postmenopausal woman, you've put some weight on, you want to lose the weight, and you go on the medication for a shorter period of time, and then you're able to maintain that healthy weight with other things like exercise and diet. So I think those are the two sides of it. But what we do know is that once you stop taking the drug, your appetite comes back. All the things that it's doing stop, and therefore it's easy to put that weight straight back on. There was recently an article published in the BMJ. It was a systematic review and meta-analysis that found that people put the weight back on 4 times faster than if they do traditional diets and other weight loss things like exercising. So we do know that you can put the weight back on quickly, and so it's worth knowing that it isn't necessarily a short fix, that you can just be on this medication for a year and then sorted.
Yeah, because I think when you lose weight through exercise and lifestyle changes, you are changing your behaviors, and you're changing that relationship that you have with your food as well.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're using a drug which suppresses your appetite and like makes you not hungry, you're not actually changing your relationship with food, and you're not putting in those good behaviors either. And so when you come off it, all those behaviors that you had before come flooding back. I mean, I think there's 2 varying degrees, but also like we were kind of briefly talking about this before, about the term food noise, which you never heard of this concept.
I'd never heard of this. I'd never heard that phrase before, and you were explaining it to me.
But food noise is basically when people like constantly thinking about food. And I think if you experience it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you're like in this blissful unawareness of it. But people are thinking about this food noise, and they say that when you take the drug, it goes away. You're not constantly thinking about food. It's like suppressing your appetite, basically. Whereas like they say when you come off the drug, it almost comes back tenfold, and then all you're thinking about is food.
Yeah.
So then you end up just piling on the weight so much more.
Yeah, and that sounds really distressing as well.
Yeah, that can't be a nice feeling as well.
No.
I think there's like this third group of people who are looking at taking the drug, and I think this is where it comes into much more of like our like social circles as well. Like we are people in our late 20s, early 30s.
All right.
I was about to put us in the same bracket, then I was like, actually I'm so much younger than you.
She's in her 20s.
I'm nearly 30, guys. I'm getting old.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. But I mean, there's a lot of rumors that a lot of influencers are on it. And there's a lot of things about celebrities going on it and people who are not actually even overweight. So then we've got this whole new group of people going on it.
Yeah.
And it's because we're getting people like losing weight, and it's feeding into that narrative that skinny is good, losing weight is good, and being a certain weight is good.
Yes. And it's this whole skinny talk thing that's coming back in. We're coming back round to the 90s of like
90s, baby.
90s, baby. I mean, I was born in the 90s. The 90s were
sure?
great.
Are you sure? How old are you?
Sure about that?
How old are you again?
The 90s were great, but I don't really know why we have to go back there when it comes to the whole skinny aesthetic being great.
I'm feeling it though. I'm seeing that coming through my screen, and I'm feeling like that whole like Kate Moss era is coming back. And then with the whole skinny drugs, it's just feeding into that narrative that everyone should be losing weight. And when I see my favorite influencer losing loads of weight really quickly, and everyone's there like, she's on a skinny jab, and you're like, is this the case? Like, do I need to be on it as well? And like, especially
no, you don't.
But then I'm not gonna lie, I've had those thoughts when I've been like, oh, I think I also need to be on a skinny jab. And like, we all have those days when we're having that bad body image. And I'm like, oh, you know what? All I want to do is just take a skinny jab and be skinnier. And then I look at me, I'm like, what am I on about? But like, when you're getting fed that, it's really hard to not think about it. And then you've got these celebrities who are on it as well. And like, so you got all these actors and actresses like on it. And fair enough, like if some of them are overweight, then you can like see the benefit. If you're going from like obese to a normal healthy BMI, that's great. That could give you so many health benefits. I think one celebrity who like caused like loads of controversy, loads of discussion was like when Serena Williams went on it. Yeah, so obviously incredible woman, incredible athlete.
Yeah, absolute boss.
And has been praised for like obviously being someone who's performance based. And when she went on it, I do not know why she went on it really, or
we don't know the circumstances.
We don't know the circumstances.
Yeah, so I can't believe when you type in Serena Williams, the first thing that comes up is weight loss jab. Like,
as opposed to all hat.
Tennis. Like tennis. I'm from Wimbledon, and when I think of like going to watch the tennis, I've seen her play.
Yeah.
And she's an incredible athlete. So I do think, that's crazy that you type her name in and the first thing that comes up is weight loss jab. But I guess we don't know the circumstances around that. And this isn't putting any judgment there, just to make that clear. But I think it's like, it feels a little bit like it's switching from let's be athletic and fit and healthy to let's lose weight and be skinny. That is kind of the image that comes into my mind when I think of her.
Yeah.
Even though we don't know her personal circumstances, it's a crazy world out there with all of the things that we're seeing from celebrities, but also, as I said, friends of friends. I know who, I see them at my mate's birthday. I think, they're looking in good shape, and hearing that they're going on these weight loss jabs, and it's probably from seeing everything that we're seeing in social media. And that's where it can get dangerous, because are they doing it for the right reasons? Are there other things that need to be addressed here? Is it something that's, if you've got tendencies to have an eating disorder or having those thought patterns, is it something that's driving that? Something that is absolutely wild to me, when I was doing research for this episode, I saw something called Ozempic Parties.
Oh my God, I've literally seen this. And it reminded me of like how, on like Selling Sunsets, I don't know if you watched it, they do like Botox parties.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I think it's just, I mean, there's not much on it, but I think it's a similar thing with the Ozempic, or like not necessarily Ozempic, like weight loss jabs.
It's just wild to me. So people are essentially having parties where they've got like a doctor or somebody that can inject, and they're all just having their weekly Ozempic jab together.
I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't really know much about it, but it's just like crazy that we've become normalizing this culture so much. I mean, maybe one time there was that whole thing about Botox as well, and now people are like normalizing Botox. Is that the same as that what it's going to be like with weight loss jabs? Is everyone going to be on it?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, even a few months ago, like I've seen the shift of people being like, oh, it's such a taboo topic, and now everyone's on and everyone's talking about it. And
that's the thing, isn't it?
I'm worried that like people are going to be on it, and I don't want to be influenced by that as well, because I've got to deal with my own like relationship with food, and like, I don't want, like, what if one day then I gain weight and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna like go on the jab. I know that's personally for me not the best thing for me. I mean, ultimately, I think when discussing these jabs and obesity in general, we just want people to be healthy.
Yeah.
And for some people, going on these jabs is probably one of the best decisions they could ever do.
And could be life-saving.
And could be life-saving.
Life-lengthening.
Yeah.
So these are amazing, amazing drugs, but it's using them in the right way, isn't it?
Yeah. And like, I think it's really important that we are just opening up that discussion about it. If we're going to be talking about it all the time, we might as well be talking about it with actual facts and science and discussing the risks and benefits and having an open conversation. Like, please tell me if you want to go on it, but let's actually like have a conversation. Like, do you know the side effects? Do you know what it could do? Do you know? Also, we don't know the long-term side effects. Like, we know the long-term side effects of the drug Ozempic, which is licensed for diabetes, but we don't know the long-term side effects of Wegovy being used for weight loss in the UK because it's only been around for a few years, so we don't know the long-term side effects.
It hasn't been studied in patients, that are using it for weight loss.
Yeah, even I think enough people would have like functioning pancreatitis, people like who are non-diabetic as well. So it's just like we don't know the long-term side effects. We don't know how much weight people are going to gain back. Like. I don't know. I would be skeptical about going on it myself. Just because we haven't got that long-term thing as well.
It's not without risks, I think, is the sort of takeaway. But it is a great drug for people that need it.
I know. The more research I did into it, the more I'm like, this is absolutely like in the term. I mean, I'm obviously like someone who's got like a special interest in public health. And from a public health point of view, I'm like, wow, we're going to save so many lives.
Yeah.
My worry is from a social media standpoint that I'm just worried about how this could snowball into a negative point of view.
Yeah, 100%. I think that summarizes it really, really well. That was a big one. That was a big old topic.
I feel like all our episodes are just getting heavier and deeper, and there's so many taboo things that we need to talk about on this podcast.
I know. This was a good one though, because as you say, like we all know someone who's on it or who's considering going on it.
Yeah.
And I think we need to understand how this drug actually works. What are the risks? What should you be doing while you're on it? When should you stop? How do you know when to stop?
I know. If people are going to take away anything from this, some final piece of advice for people, what would your top piece of advice be?
So first of all, if you're considering going on the drug, consult your doctor.
100%.
It should be guided by a medical professional. First of all, they can assess whether you need to go on it. And then if you do, they can guide you through the process. You could have regular follow-up, regular check-ins, help with nutrition, help with exercise, help with knowing when to come off it. All of these things are really important if you're going on a prescribed drug.
100%. And I think the other piece of advice I'd want to give people is if you are thinking about going on it, really trying to understand why you want to go on it.
Yeah.
Is this because you are overweight and have diabetes and you have loads of comorbidities and things wrong that you want to help improve your lifespan?
Mm-hmm.
Is this because you've seen it on TikTok? Is this because you maybe have a difficult relationship with eating? These are really, really hard questions, but I think really, really encourage you to speak to your doctor and really look at why you want to go on it. And I think this will help you then guide your decision as well.
100%.
But yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I think we've covered everything here. Honestly, it's such a difficult conversation. They're not easy things to talk about. And this is why we are here to really open up that conversation, open up the dialogue. If anything in this episode as well has affected you or you have more questions, there'll be loads of links in the bio, which would be some support groups, more information, or go speak to your practitioner as well.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, guys.
It's been so much fun.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. Honestly, we really appreciate all the support. If you are listening on Apple Music, please give us a 5 stars.
If you're listening on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe.
And also, if you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to click the bell.
Yeah.
Okay, we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.